Yes, the Chatter Show, the best show in the Western Uganda. Today I have a candidate, one of the aspiring guild president of BSU 2020,
2025, 2026.
2025, 2026. You can introduce yourself to the public.
Thank you so much. My name is Robert Beinomugisha, a student of Bachelor of Science with Education, Economics and Mathematics at Bishop Stuart University, and of course, the guild president aspirant. I'm so much humbled to be honored to be hosted in this place, and I want to take the opportunity to greet my people, my team Robert, big up, my supporters at Bishop Stuart University, and I also take the opportunity to thank my supporters who turned up for yesterday's community work around Kasingenji and around our campus, around law faculty.
You've started working before.
Yes.
We give you our votes.
Yes, we've started working, and that was an example to give out the community, because we believe a community is a very important part of our university, because without the university, our community or our university cannot stand.
Should I call it a loophole that you saw the guild president who is currently on has not done?
Oh, of course, I see it was some kind of a loophole, because this guild government that we have has not taken it as a crucial or a vital thing that the community needs to be given back, because our university cannot stand without the community.
Anyway, before we go there,
yes,
Beinomugisha,
yes, sir.
Where were you born? Which schools did you go to?
So I was born from a singular district. Then I grew up in Lakai district, and I attended my
Rakai.
Yes.
That district, they used to say there are a lot of people. There are a lot of.
Yes, of course.
Let me not even speak it.
I had some sponsors there. That's where I had to go and do my O-level and the high school. I went to St. Mark's College in Amagoma in Wakiso district.
So you moved to Central?
Yes. I had to return to Barara for my university studies. Yes.
All right. Among the schools you've mentioned,
yes,
did you at least be a leader somewhere?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, in my O-level, I was the head boy 2017 to 2018 at Chiwale Community Center, and at the high school, I was the chief judge at St. Mark's College in Amagoma. So I take this as part of what groomed me and what gave me the experience.
What inspires you to come as a guild president? So
what inspires me as a concerned concerned student, I've been at Bishop Stuart University for some time, and ever since I've been there, I've watched two governments. The first government was led by Ankunda Best Arnold, and the next government, which we have right now, the current government, is led by Ronald.
When we talk about Arnold, yes, that is one of the best government I've ever seen at Bishop Stuart University.
Yes.
What did you learn from Arnold, this government?
Number one, there are so many things I learned from Best Arnold. I really appreciate his leadership, and he's considered as one of the best presidents, guild presidents we have ever had at Bishop Stuart University. Number one, Best Arnold was pro-student. That is one of the things which I liked him. He was he was down to the student. He used to approach every student according to his capacity, and apart from that, Best Arnold his government was action-centered, because whenever he had he could see some of the complaints from students, he would act as soon as fast that he solve any problem that we can have as students and put things right.
Yeah. Good Christian University. What visions do you have for it?
Personally, the reason as why I came up to stand as a guild president, I have a dream or a vision that Bishop Stuart University, we should transform it from a place of just potential into a hub of realized excellence, where every student at Bishop Stuart University feels free, is proud to be at Bishop Stuart University, and that's basically what we want to change. We want to form a university where every student is proud about it. Yes.
How are you going to achieve your goals?
To achieve those goals, one, I have to be action-centered, because we have seen so many guild presidents or leaders, not only guild presidents, who are just word-centered, but they never put their words into actions. So what I will do in my government will be a kind of a government unusual, where we have to act as soon as fast. Yes.
How are you going to manage the guild finances to see that you make that money to at least do something better?
All right, as a Team Robert, through our engagements with the students, we have generated our manifesto, and part of our manifesto, there is a point number 2, which is accountability. For the time I have been at Bishop Stuart University, I have never seen the guild government read the budget to the students, and we know that each and every student at Bishop Stuart
Don't you think reading a budget to the students may cause some problems?
Of course, it may spark out some kind of every student wants to they have the interests, but at least you appear accountable to the students and they know what you are really planning for them. I don't think there is a problem with reading the budget to the students, because that's when they will know what you are planning for them. Of course, the students at law faculty will know that this is what the government is planning for us. The students at the agriculture will know that this is what they are planning for us, and for us, we want to make a government which is open to the students. Yes.
Bishop Stuart University is known as the best university for education.
Yes.
In Western Uganda.
Yes.
And I don't think it produces a lot of art students. What do you think is the problem there?
It is a leading education university.
Art teachers.
Art teaching. But I think that is because we have all scientists and also art teachers. So I don't know why they don't have so many art teachers.
Do you have a plan for us?
Yes, personally, I think Bishop Stuart University is more in art teachers. But when it comes to science teachers, there is still something lagging there. Because number one, we have so many problems as science teachers that we do not have an equipped laboratory for the science teachers. Not only those science teachers, but we also have other scientists from agriculture faculty, those who are doing IT. That's what I think that is so much lacking at Bishop Stuart University. Otherwise, for arts teachers, it is a bit okay because for them they don't do a lot of practicals, but they also have their problems which affect them as the arts teachers, which we think we should come out and work on them. Yes.
The time you finished at Bishop University, what are some of the challenges that you've seen Bishop Stuart is facing?
Some of the
challenges, and how are you going to at least solve them?
Some of the challenges that I have observed at Bishop Stuart University, number one, in the 21st century, each and every university must have internet. And we see that at Bishop Stuart.
But there are a lot of Wi-Fi's at Bishop Stuart.
Yeah, we have Wi-Fi, but it's like we do not have actually. It's like we do not have. And when you say we have Wi-Fi, because faculties like education have never seen Wi-Fi.
What are those faculties that do have
Number
Wi-Fi?
One, education faculty does not have Wi-Fi. Business faculty, they have Wi-Fi, but their Wi-Fi is weak. And also when you enter the lecture rooms at business faculty, it only stops outside. But inside the lecture rooms, there is no Wi-Fi. When you go to law faculty, it is as if they don't have Wi-Fi. Because the Wi-Fi which they have, number one, it is weak, and also the passwords are being changed now and then. And we think this disrupts our students who want to do research.
Don't you think if you give everyone Wi-Fi, some of the students will not be making research, they will be doing their own business?
Of course, Wi-Fi is what we are entitled to have at Bishop Stuart University or any university, because it is part of what we pay for. Then each and every student at Bishop Stuart University.
Is it on the admission?
Yes, it is there. Internet is there on the admission. Part of the function fee, there is internet. So every student pays for internet and therefore should have access to internet without any hindrance. Yes.
How are you going to collaborate with other guild members?
Of course, we are planning to have the kind of a government where we have competent leaders. And of course, when you say competent leaders, it is not just a matter of sitting down as a person and you select leaders, but you sit as a committee, you select people that you trust, people you have observed that they have the capacity in leading other students. And those people they are not based on friendship, but they are based on the capacity that you see in them. So we plan to have the kind of a government that collaborates with everyone. And that means we shall choose leaders whom we think people trust, not because for us we trust them only.
Which party are you?
And of course, at Bishop Stuart University, for the case of the party, it is non-partisan as Bishop Stuart University. But outside Bishop Stuart University, I subscribe to People's Front for Freedom. Yes.
Has that party injected some money?
People's Front for Freedom, of course, it is not yet registered as a party and recognized in the national parties, but we have members in that party.
Enlighten us more about that party.
People's Front for Freedom is a new party which is in the process of being registered. Actually, it is not yet recognized as a party, but it is in the process of being registered, and People's Front for Freedom comes as the Katonga faction, which when there was some kind of conflict in FDC, then there was two factions, the Katonga faction and the Naja faction. Then the Katonga faction is what we subscribe to and which changed and registered as People's Front for Freedom. The one that is led by Dr. Kiza Veside, who is right now in prison.
What is the leading change that you got for university?
The leading change that I get for Bishop Stuart University is to go and be a leader who will never be silent about their grievances. Of course, we have had leadership where we have leaders who are always quiet about students' issues. But this time we promise to have a leader who is never silent about the grievances. That is why we choose a slogan where we say that silence is never a solution to injustice. And that slogan was chosen basing on the current situation, on what we see on the ground. Because so many students are crying that their issues are not being spoken about. And we need to have that kind of a leader who is bold about the issues that affect students and fronts them there and then.
Don't you think that even those governments that have been at Bishop University have tried their level best to speak for the students, but it's not easy with the head of the institute?
Personally, I have told you.
How are you going to convince those people?
Personally, I have told you from the start that I have seen two governments. Personally, the government of Ankunda Best Arnold and the government of Ronald Asimu. But these two governments, when you scrutinize them properly, you see that there is a very big difference between the two regimes. That the one of Best Arnold, yes, some things did not happen, but the guy could come out and speak to the students, and you know that this guy is trying to put for us this on the ground. Yeah, of course, some things may fail, but how have they failed? Have you tried? And if you have tried, what is the evidence that you have tried? Yes.
You mean this current this current guilty president does not have anything he has done?
Of course, he has tried to do something, but the communication between us as students and the guilty government, there is a very big gap.
Should I say he has just went there to eat money, like the way you're going there to eat money?
I do not want to be open to say that.
Every guilty president, by the way, it is only the Best Arnold that I saw. He finished his regime without a car.
Yes.
Other guilty presidents have been seeing them with these new cars.
Yes.
Don't you think you're promising us heaven and earth?
No.
And when you reach there, after giving us your votes, you're going to do the same thing? Buy a car, have women, or you already have women?
No, I don't have.
Because surely I'm seeing a good force of women supporting you.
It's not
yes.
True. It's not true, but they are supporting me. And
yes.
They are supporting me because they see capacity in me, not because they are targeting anything, but they see capacity in me that I can lead them. And regarding this issue of having leaders who go there and sit and eat money, of course we have seen it happen. Like I am a continuing student at Bishop Stuart University. This semester we saw our function fee increase, especially the part of the school practice and internship. We saw it raising, and this happened in the midst of a semester. And we asked ourselves, how can this happen when the guilty president does not know about it? And why does it happen like that? Because other regimes, we have been having students going to those same places for internship, going to the same districts, but this time have these districts changed? They are still the same district. Then why is the fee changing? Why is the fee changing? Because the fuel has not increased to take there the supervisors. So why is the fee changing? Have we got maybe the professors who want a lot of money? I don't actually understand why the fee changed. We have seen the retake fee raising from 25k to 50k. And you ask yourself, which service now have been
but that is
put
little
in
money.
place? It may seem little money, but not every student. But for
now you're trying to encourage students not to read books, but only get retakes.
Sometimes retakes do not come because you have not read books.
Because when you talk about that point, as if you encourage those people not to read the books, they should stay there, do their own stuff. They get retakes. After all, they are going to reduce for them.
No,
in your regime,
we are not saying that they should sit down and not read books. But what we are saying that this retake sometimes comes maybe as a misfortune. People read books, but someone due to some challenges, it comes as a misfortune. Someone has somehow failed, or his marks maybe have been misplaced, and someone has got.
Maybe when you talk about that, misplaced, but not failing. Why should you go? Why should you go to fail?
But sometimes, or even the lecturers, you find you have lecturers maybe who intentionally give.
How are you going to solve the problem of lecturers asking girls? You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
For marks.
This time around, I have even talked about it when I was in the talk show. That at Bishop Stuart University, during my regime, we don't have the room for those lecturers who actually ask ladies to give them marks after maybe they have done something, or for these cases of sexual harassment, that we do not have room for sexual harassment at Bishop Stuart University. So we are planning to see that their scripts are not marked by only one person, but at least they are marked in a group.
Beinomugisha, are you going to change the marking system of the university? How are you going to change it?
These things about advocating for students. They're not about to putting up chaos.
Because I'm seeing a scenario. A guilty president entering into the system of lecturers, saying that you should change the marking strategy. That is very difficult. Don't promise what you're not going to do.
Of course, my promise is one. If I go to do something and by any means it has failed, then what feedback do I give to the students? I come back and tell the students, this is what we're trying to propose. But we shall not do anything without consulting our students. Actually, our government will be based on consulting students, such that what you're going to do favors the students. Because being a guild president does not mean that you are the wisest among all of them. But it means you are one of their leaders who has chosen to take up the position of leading. But the people you lead have so many opinions that they can give you, and you have to consider the opinions of those people.
Beinomugisha, you're doing education.
Yes.
What are some of the problems you've notified in the Department of Education?
In the Department of Education, we have.
And how are you going to solve
some of the challenges that we have notified? And to begin with, I have said that as the education faculty, there is no Wi-Fi. That is something very critical, and it is missing there.
Of course, that is
a general issue. But also in education faculty, I've seen so many of my fellow students complaining about their marks. You see, you do your paper this semester, and you find that the next semester is almost ending, but you have never seen your marks. And you write the first complaint letter, you write the second complaint letter, you write 3 complaint letters. Some students, even you find that they have like 10 papers that you did last semester. But now to get those marks, you have to write about 8 complaint letters. This paper has not yet appeared on the portal. This paper has not yet appeared on the portal. And that is very bad. Because
so how are you going to solve it?
This time around, we are going to engage with the administration and the quality assurance to see that once these people have sat and done their papers, at least they should appear on their portal even before they return for the next semester.
What is that thing that you remember that wasn't at Bishop Stuart University that Best Arnold brought?
The one thing I remember which was not at Bishop Stuart University that Best Arnold did, one Best Arnold, because most of the things I believe in him, he was that kind of a leader who was always open to the students and he was never silent about
mention that new thing.
There's a time when we had these toilets at business block. Those toilets were smelling a lot. And during the time of Best Arnold, it is when he came out and he called for some kind of a demonstration, and there was media stations like TV West and other media stations. That's when even the university came to build that thing we see at the kind of a pit there where the waste is collected. That thing was very bad, and every student was, in fact, it was disturbing every student there. So I remember Best Arnold did it, and we now have a good environment.
And what are you going to bring us new?
So as in my regime, one of the things that I promised to the Bishop Stuart University is that I will work on the issue of transport, because we have seen some of our students suffer or have challenges in accessing the transport.
So are you going to put buses?
No.
Are you going to put taxis?
We have
from
buses.
hostels to the campus? Or
we have buses, and still before we have something transport fee as part of our function fee. So in my regime, I promise to see that at least we have the guild van, and that guild van is to be like an emergency car, that it will be there, that if students get a problem, that they will easily get access to that van without going through many offices.
There is an issue, I've seen mob sagas whereby students, mostly girls, are killed in hostels. The university does not try to license the hostels. How are you going to help the students?
So we have got an issue at Bishop Stuart University where we see some of our students being attacked at night in the hostels, and it is a very critical issue that we should address as the university. Because I even ask myself, why doesn't the university put up a system where all our hostels are licensed? Because before we go to those hostels, we are first university students, and therefore the university administration should put it into consideration that these hostels in which we stay should be licensed. The university should have a system where all these hostels are known, such that they know that these are the number of the hostels we have, and also these are the students we have in such hostels.
Beinomugisha, there is an issue of the delay of release of results. How are you going to solve it?
Regarding the issue of the delay of the release
what could
of
be
results,
the problem, by the way?
So regarding the issue of the delay of the results, this issue has been there for some time, and we ask ourselves, why is it like that? Because students come here at Bishop Stuart University, do their exams in this semester, and even the next semester you start waiting for these results. And it's unfortunate that sometimes you find there late registration, but the results are not yet there. So we want to advocate for a system where all our results are put up on the portal, and at the same time all the results are put there, are loaded fast, and the students don't have to have this issue of writing complaint letters. So we're going to advocate to see that the lecturers mark the scripts of the students and submit the results in time.
Beinomugisha, do you think you're going to win?
Of course I think I will win, because when you lose hope of winning, that is the first step to lose.
How are you going to win when they are saying, if you've not made it to 50%,
of course,
not going to vote?
That's my biggest worry. My biggest worry, actually the biggest question or the critical area which I want to tackle when I enter into government is, why I ask myself, why doesn't students be allowed to be vote because of all issues regarding money? Because it is not supposed to be the issue of 50%. It is rather supposed to be the issue of, are you a student at Bishop Stuart University? Not because you have reached 50% or you have not reached 50%. So I think that is not good. Students should be allowed to vote regarding or whether they are 50% or they have not reached 50%, but as long as they are university students.
There is a funny question I want to ask.
Yes.
BSU students, they have the problem of being hungry in that area of Kasinjenje.
Yes.
Always on Chikomando and what? How are you going to solve it?
So that's a very funny question.
Yes.
But of course, that is also an issue of its own. And, I may not promise to give them food, but at least something I need to see that will change. Because in the university we have the guild canteens, and these guild canteens are part of the guild project.
At least you as our guild president, new guild president to be, at least put for us breakfast, maybe.
No, we may not afford to put breakfast, but at least we can advocate for a subsidized meal. Because you see, the meals which we have,
at least the lunch or supper.
The meals which we have in campus, they are very expensive at the guild canteen. But at least we can advocate for a subsidized meal, such that even if you have 3K, you can get a lunch.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, your last
this issue of to have lunch, you must have 7,000, 6,000, 5,000. But at least for 3K, 2K, you can have lunch. That's what we advocate for. Finally, as I conclude, I want to appreciate my listeners. I want to appreciate my supporters at Bishop Stuart University. I want to appreciate all the people from the business block who have supported me, not because I come from business, the people from agriculture faculty who are showing up the support, not because I'm from agriculture, people from the nursing faculty who have supported me, not because I'm from nursing, but because they have seen a capacity in me. I want to appreciate people from law faculty. Your support is very much appreciated. And finally, as I conclude, I want to assure all the students at Bishop Stuart University that this time, since at least we have a new VC and we have seen capacity in him, I think we shall work with him and we shall have a better Bishop Stuart University that we all want. And that's it all. Thank you so much.
Your slogan?
My slogan, it says that silence is never a solution to injustice.
It's the Chatter Show, the best show on Western Uganda, and it's your boy, Duke. We ask for your
support.